Now, the various misconceptions about the oppression and suppression of women in Islam have been addressed by a professor of Islamic studies and women's rights at Liman. This was the theme of the inaugural lecture at the Nasarawa State University in Kefi. Professor Liman's presentation examined the status of women in Islam and the future challenges. She submitted that Islam has given Muslim women unprecedented rights that have not been shown to her by any religion, civilization, and human rights organ, including the United Nations. According to her, all the rights of freedom that the modern woman is clamoring for today were given to Muslim women over 1,400 years ago. These include rights in marriage, divorce, property inheritance, custody of children, and punishments. Professor Liman implored parents to ensure that every girl child is educated. She says that every husband must educate his wife when the parents fail. The woman herself is also duty-bound to seek knowledge. Well, we've been joined by Sa'adatul Hassan Liman, Professor of Islamic Studies with a specialization on women's rights. Good to see you and thanks for your time.
Thanks for having me.
There must be a reason why you decided to focus on this, let's take that one word. You called it misconception. What are those that actually are the main misconception about rights of women in Islam?
Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Just like you said, there must be a reason why I have chosen this topic. Actually, inaugural lecture is a space where an academic will get to share his thoughts that he has developed over the years with his fellow academic community. So therefore, I've specialized in women's rights as a student of Islamic studies. Therefore, I developed my interest in the areas of women's rights. And with time, I came to realize that there are a lot of criticisms on the issue of the Islamic given rights to the women, that is the rights allotted to the women by Islam. And what we are talking about here, these are rights that were given by the Quran and Hadith to the woman. These rights are pertaining to issues regarding early marriage, issues regarding divorce, polygyny, issues regarding participation of women in politics, her participation in public lives, so on and so forth. And most especially the issue of the veil. There is a lot of attack on the Muslim women wearing the veil. And it is considered that Islam is oppressing the woman by asking her to wear the veil. So, but when you look at the Islamic sources, that is the Quran and Hadith, and then you look at the life of the early Muslims during the lifetime of the Prophet ﷺ, you will see that there are a lot of misconceptions of these agitations that are being leveled up against Islam. A lot of these things sometimes were taken out of context, while some are just sheer misunderstanding, to the extent that a lot of people are now asking for reinterpretation and reformulations of the Sharia rulings, which to me, I don't think there is need for that. And I have mentioned that in my lectures with proofs from the Quran and Hadith to show that there are misconceptions on issues of inheritance, issues of participation of the women publicly, politics, divorce, polygyny, and all other things. So that is it.
I mean, when you recall women, great women like Queen Amina of Zaria, you actually want to ask yourself exactly how does Islam, suppress or oppress the female gender. But what exactly is the difference between the rights being clamored for by, those human rights activists of today and what Islam actually gives to the woman?
I think one basic fact that we need to understand is the fact that there is differences between equality and equity.
Right.
While Westerners or feminist group or women's rights activists are clamoring for equality, Islam has given the woman equity between the two genders, between the male and the female. When you are talking about equality, you are talking about sameness.
Right.
That means whatever the man has, the woman must have it in the same vein. When you are talking about equity, you are talking about the totality of rights that Islam has given to both the gender. So in this case, we prefer to say equity rather than equality, because Islam does not consider the man and the woman equal, but rather Islam has given them, has considered them equal in such a way that it has given them rights based on equity, based on what each gender can be able to handle. A woman has her own features, the man has his own features. And you cannot ask a woman to do certain things that a man can do. You cannot ask the man to do certain things that the woman can do. So both of them have responsibilities, they have obligations, but that which will suit their biological, biological makeup. So therefore, and based on that, you will see that, let me give you an example. When we say that in the family, the man is the head of the family, okay? And in both religions, both Islam, Christianity, Judaism, and all these religions, that has been the case. The man is the head of the family. In Islam, the Quran says, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم الرجال قوامون على النساء بما فضل الله بعضهم على بعض وبما أنفقوا من أموالهم. The man is the protector of the woman because God has given one some qualities above the other, and because he expends from his property or from his wealth to take care of the woman. And if I could remember also in the Bible, when you look at Ephesians 5 verse 22, it was said there that let the woman respect the man as the Lord, because the man is the head of the woman as Jesus is to the church. Am I right?
Absolutely.
Okay. So you can see in both the religions. Why? Because whether we like it or not, we cannot have two captains. And whether we like it or not, the responsibilities are of taking care of the family, of taking care of the society is on the man, on the shoulder of the man, while the responsibilities of taking care of the younger generations, nurturing them to come up and develop and become somebody in the society, is on the shoulder of the woman. So her responsibilities is more on the home, and his responsibility is more on the outside to go and look for
Fend
whatever he is spent for the family. Perchance, if she has if she wants to go out also and seek for livelihood, or go for whatever she feels like she wants to, she is also allowed to go. But her primary responsibility is in the home to take care of the children. When the children have grown up, she can go also and join the outside world, and she can, just like now you are a newscaster, she can become anything she wants to become. So there is this misconception that Islam has suppresses the right of woman in that sense, because it has put the man over and above the woman. But let me give you another example also.
Very quickly, if we can, yes.
Okay.
All right, we really have to say thank you very much. I wish we had enough time, especially now that the lines are being blurred between genders and what have you, with the whole LGBTQ and all of that. Thank you so much. As Ada to Liman, Professor of Islamic Studies and Women's Rights.
Thank you for having me.